They were saying that the only proper actor to play Wolverine is Hugh Jackman. And
I saw somebody talking about that.
They said that they're trying to convince him to come back for the MCU.
They should just let him move on.
Yeah.
I mean, he was great. He is great. Every movie I love him in. I love that thing. It says Hugh Jackman, huge Jackman. You know. But I've switched up. I've still got a Full Well Beach Brewer. They've got labels now. Check that out. I mean, they've actually got a stick on label, and it's American. This is Java Bean. Was it backwards to you?
No.
Okay. But this is the vanilla porter with espresso or something. Espresso and vanilla. They changed up the recipe a little bit on the Java Bean, and it is nice and dark. Cool. As all the Java beans are.
And I'm just coming back with a Sweetwater 420 IPA. We've done it before on here, but
this still has a skunk smell.
Still tasty.
Still tasty. Yeah, so I'm trying to think because I was going through. There was quite a few movies. Oh. Finally we've got 3. When was the last time I talked to you about Star Wars?
It's been a while.
Okay. We finally watched The Force Awakens. Then we watched Rogue One. And then we watched Last Jedi last night. I can see why you love Rogue One. Because that, to me, is the best Star Wars ever. I mean, the cinematography on it is beautiful.
Yes.
I mean, it is everything I wanted. I mean, it felt, like this polished, perfect, gorgeous film. I mean, with what's his name? Who was the dad at the beginning? Mix Mattelson.
Yeah.
Which I loved in Hannibal, the show Hannibal, which is fantastic. To Forrest Whitaker. You know, I can see. I mean, it shows the ultimate sacrifice to me.
Yeah.
And then what's his name? Was it Tony Jaa, who was the blind man?
Yeah.
That I was like, I had to look that up. I was like, why does he look so familiar? But that I am one with the Force, one with the Force, one with the Force.
And they, I love the droid they had with them.
Oh, yeah, with Alan Tudyk as a voice. Yeah. I was like, is that? Yeah, that was awesome. Should I shoot him? I'm going to shoot him. I want to shoot him.
Yeah.
No. And I really warmed up on the new series. I mean, people wanted to put down The Last Jedi, and there's people who love The Last Jedi and people who hate The Last Jedi, and most of it's about the argument where I think people are arguing that Luke should not have. He wouldn't be the one who tried to kill Ben in his sleep, and that's a lot of the argument. That's out of Luke's character.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I could see how everything tore Luke apart, and I was great to see Mark back in the saga. It was fantastic when he showed up on that planet. You know, and they had the scenes and all the freaking AT-ATs. Kylo's going crazy. He's everyone aim on him, and he just gets up and he says like, and they're like yes. And Kylo gets down there, and they're doing the lightsaber battle, and he goes to swing, and Luke just matrixes on him, you know, and he just dives back, and it's just like one of those moments. And then Poe was like, wait. We're supposed to. This is a distraction. We're supposed to be getting out of here. And I'm like, I like Poe because Poe kind of reminds me of Han Solo.
Yeah.
You know, to me, I can see the whole thing as a new generation. You know, Rey being kind of like Luke, and Finn actually being, in a weird way, kind of like Leia. I don't know, because he's becoming his own as well. You know, they brought Captain Phasma back, and it was really nice.
Yeah.
I had to sit there and think about it when they showed Holdo when Leia actually showed her Force. You know what I'm saying? When they blew up the bridge and she flies out into space, I'm like, what the just happened?
Yeah.
I'm like, they can't do that. I think she's in the third movie, and all of a sudden you see her come back, and you're like, ah, yeah, finally. You know, and then they bring Holdo in there, the girl, that woman with the purple hair, Laura Dern, and I had to sit there and think, I was like, was she in the first movie? I think she was. If you look back, I think she was one of the commanders in the original series. You know, yeah, I know Star Wars fans. Huh?
You guys have Disney Plus, right?
Yeah, that's how we're watching.
Monday, May the 4th be with you.
Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, we'll be on there. So, it actually, JJ used that as an opportunity to, a lot of it, he went back and was like, hey, we're going to explain a few things that happened in the last two movies and where they came from. So, I thought it was, I wasn't a fan of the second one, but my problems with it were more with like them using the ship going to light speed and cutting that other ship in half.
Oh yeah,
like, why weren't they doing this to begin with? You know.
Okay, well, they sacrificed the ship and her too.
Yeah.
You know, so.
But they go into some more explanations with it, and I really liked it. It was a really good cap to the new trilogy.
So this is on Disney Plus?
Yeah, be on there on Monday.
Okay. Cool. Then I'll have to look that up because I have some questions, you know. I've enjoyed them. I, of course, enjoy the cinematography and the effects because they're, you know, that's what I always wanted myself. After seeing the prequels and George getting older, I was just like, I really wish people who loved the film would come over and take over. Great directors. And to me, that's what I've seen so far. I know people want to argue that because they've had these great books. I have a friend who will defend all the books that were written by like Timothy Zahn and everything. And that's what they love is those books. But this isn't those books.
Yeah.
And that's the argument. And it's just like, well, it's still the love. You're seeing these characters that you love. And some characters you've never known. You know, and it's story. I can't wait to see if Rian Johnson gets to do his trilogy because I want to see what he does. You know, I would love to see Gareth Edwards, who did Rogue One. I would love to see him do another movie because Rogue One to me is the tops.
Yeah.
In my opinion. And you brought that to it. You were the one like Rogue One.
Yeah.
I was like, no. And I watched it. I was like, this is beautiful. You know?
Have you gotten around to watching The Mandalorian?
I have not. Have you watched it all now?
What?
You've watched all 10 episodes or whatever it is?
Yeah.
And?
Amazing.
Yes.
They like I said, he doesn't talk much. It's a lot of action, but it works.
Yeah.
You know, they've got this guy who's you know, he's a bounty hunter. He's working for his, you know, to help his people out, and all of a sudden he's got this child in his lap he's got to take care of. And so you can see that, and that was pretty interesting. And then they just introduced at the end of it like the big bad for the, I guess, next season, and it's I can't ever get the guy's name right. He was in Breaking Bad.
Okay.
Did you watch Breaking Bad?
No, I have not. I know. Shame on me. Everyone shamed me on the internet.
What is the guy's name? He's been in a couple things. He's got a really weird, like, Italian, Spanish name. Really.
That's what I wasn't expecting in The Last Jedi was Benicio del Toro.
Yeah.
I was like, does he not age? He still looks young. He had that weird quirk, though, because every time you don't think he can act, he'll throw you, and you're like, I hate you. He was having those weird quirks, and I was like, is it, what's going on? He's like, you know, he's having those little quirks, and I was like, what the? But, sorry, kind of jumped back. So what do you think is going to happen in the second season of The Mandalorian? Any ideas? Any premonitions?
If you don't mind, like a couple spoilers.
I'll catch up.
So, you know, you've got Baby Yoda. He's obviously a Force user. I mean, he's not Baby Yoda.
Not a drug user, but a Force user.
but they just introduced a lightsaber for him, basically.
Yeah.
The commander of the Imperial Legion in the area that he works out of. Of course, the Empire's already fallen. This takes place after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
But he's like kept his troops in order, kept them together, and he's got, it's called the Dark Saber, and it's basically, there was one Mandalorian Jedi, and when he died, the Jedi kept his lightsaber in a temple.
Yeah.
The Mandalorians actually went and like liberated the lightsaber, and it was like basically whoever has it is the leader of the Mandalorians. And so this Imperial commander, he has it at the end. And so I'm like, they're setting up for either Mando, the main character, to be the leader of the Mandalorians, or it's going to be like Baby Yoda's lightsaber down the line. So it'll be cool to see.
Yeah, with back on The Last Jedi, the things that surprised me, the three were see if I can do these in order, was the reappearance of Yoda.
Yeah.
Where Luke went to burn the temple down and he couldn't, and all of a sudden Yoda's there. And to me, it was like the Empire Yoda, because he was quirky, he was funky, like in Empire Strikes Back, with like shaky, and it was the same mannerisms. You could tell it was still a Muppet.
Yeah.
And not a CGI. And just him sitting there and talking to Luke, and then he strikes it down with lightning, and he's just like, he understands. He's like, we've got to start everything anew. And then the second was Kylo, when he turned the lightsaber on and cut Snoke in half. Because I wasn't expecting, I kind of was, because the way Snoke was talking, all you have to do is turn it on. And then you got to see some of the guard, which was cool, because you always see those guards, but they never do anything.
Yeah.
So they had those cool weapons. But then the final, when Luke, when they're having that fight, and he swings, and Luke has put his saber down, and you don't see it go through him. It goes to Kylo, and Kylo turns around, and he's still standing. He's like, and he looks, and he takes it right up to him, and he's like, "Be seeing you, kid."
Yeah.
Like, yes, and you see him that he's actually still on the planet. He never made the journey, because when he first appeared, Zane was like, he got a haircut. I'm like, when did he have time to get a haircut and his beard? I was like, he got his Just for Men on his face. You know what I'm saying? His haircut. When did he have time for all this coming across the galaxies? So when you still see him in the same, and he's force projecting through the force or whatever, like that's pretty cool to me.
If you go back and you watch that scene, they're on that like salt plane.
Mm-hmm.
You see Kylo moving through it, and it's moving the salt around.
Yeah.
If you watch Luke, he doesn't disturb any of the salt, so you can kind of tell that he's a force
projection.
Yeah.
I wasn't really looking. I saw Kylo's feet do it, because you saw everything else touch it. And like Wendy and Zane were like, why is the planet bleeding? And I'm like, I'm not. It's a layer of salt. So they're moving. Anytime anything moves it's moving the salt out of the way. I thought that was a really cool effect.
Yeah.
When anytime you see AT-ATs is awesome.
Yeah.
Even Zane noticed those are new AT-ATs, because they did the eyes were like it was pretty cool to see it the AT-ATs again. Even seeing the other little things inside Snoke's, that BB-8 took over one of those the little ones, the two-legged, whatever they're called, ATSTs or something they're called. And that was pretty cool. So that's what we still got to watch Solo. That's our next one. And then we'll get to, the Last Skywalker, or the Return of Skywalker, or whatever, TROS, the Return of Skywalker, yeah. So
I wasn't a huge fan of Solo.
What?
I said I wasn't a huge fan of Solo. It had its moments, but it felt like a 2-hour movie, and they were just explaining where his name came from.
I started doing little TikToks, and I want to do a TikTok to like that. I want to maybe me and you can do it, because like, and one of us dress up like Solo, and one dress like that, and be like, "What's your name?" Han, and you'd be like, "Han what?" And like, as the Imperial Guard, be holding a Solo cup. You know what I'm saying? Like, Solo, like Usual Suspects. Just look around like Han Solo, Han Solo cup, Han Solo cup. No, I mean Han Solo. I think that'd be funny.
I saw you were TikTok famous, sir. You and can't ever remember his name.
Jonathan Bell.
Yes.
And the TV turns on. The 2-hour window on the DVR, not DVR, but anyway. Yeah, well, not TikTok famous. I got 135 views. You should see how many followers he has. I have like 40. You know what I'm saying? So for me to get 150 views is pretty big, I guess. I'm small time TikTok famous. No, but he some people will do that, and it's one. Sometimes they'll put in one side of a conversation, and you can just add your other side. And I was just like, yeah, that'll work. I can do that. He's probably had it up for 2 months, and I just like put my side in, and you duet because people can duet on TikTok. So it's kind of fun. I think me and you could do it if you have the time, but like sometimes it takes you 2 weeks to answer a text message. But as soon as I post a picture of a PBR hard coffee picture, you're like, "Where'd you get that at?" Publix. I've been seeing that posted all over, and I've been looking, and I just happen to walk through the hot section of beer at Publix, not the cold section. It's in the hot section. Like, oh, why aren't you in the cold section? It's really good. It tastes like coffee. It's really you could disturb somebody with that.
I'll have to go pick that up. Maybe I'll take it to work with me. When I have my coffee in the morning, I'll just pour that in my little coffee cup.
Yeah, here. You want to taste it? Yeah. You're suddenly fired. Oh, crap. But I'm going to end this on this. I think we can get 2 episodes out of this. Easy.
Yeah.
With the COVID brew pill. But, thanks for joining me.
Yeah.
And hopefully soon we can actually drink together in person instead of through a computer screen.
Yeah.
But I know it kind of sucks with school being let out, but we're waiting on word from the Boys and Girls Club to see when they're going to reopen. Fun.
Yeah.
I know your work is still up in the air too. Everyone wants to know when everything's reopening. And drove by. I worked this morning cleaning and drove by Crab Island, and it was packed. And I'm like, seriously?
We're holding off. I know they're reopening stuff, but we're gonna wait to make sure that it isn't like a second wave of
Exactly. Y'all, I'll sit here.
Yeah.
I'll venture out to get my food and come home.
Yeah.
Go to work and come home. That's what we'll do. That's all y'all are doing?
Mm-hmm.
We've done some call-in food. We'll call like Tijuana Flats. We've done Stubby's. We've done Mama News Kitchen. We'll just call in and then go pick it up. We did Firehouse Subs tonight, and then of course 4-1 Brewery. We'll call them in. It's like, hey, we want some. We saw what you made. But I can't wait to sit down and just have some beer somewhere and eat at a restaurant. But I'm going to be cautious. I'm going to err on the side of caution.
Yeah. I don't know how you have been, but like if we go out, like the kids are staying here.
Yeah.
They haven't left the house, and I mean they'll ride with us if we go to pick up food, but that's about
stay in the car.
Yeah. But Abby has just been pinging off the walls because she's just nothing to do.
Yeah.
Josh is fine. He's been playing Fortnite 24/7 since this all started. So
I've been playing Fallout 4. So Zane will sit there sometimes and watch me. I'm like, oh, get back to your schoolwork, and I'm playing Fallout 4. So I know how that is.
So, big question, sir. Who are you siding with?
Who what?
Who are you siding with?
What do you mean? In Fallout?
Yeah.
I'm with the Brotherhood right now. I've got the Minutemen, of course, because you start with the Minutemen.
Yeah.
I got the Brotherhood, except for that one mission with the guy who you can buy weapons with, who wants you to force the farmers to give food.
Yeah.
I was like, no. But I just got done with Strong, the super mutant. And then I just picked up Curie, the robot, who wants to become a synth, I guess.
Yeah.
But I've still got missions with, like, Valentine. I still have to go with Valentine, and I think, to the Glowing Sea. You know, because you found out your son's alive still.
Yeah.
And then you got to just find him.
Near, can't think of what the place is called. Diamond City.
Yeah.
There's a fight club thing. And if you go in there, you can help out this girl in there, and she becomes one of your companions, Kate.
Yeah, the Irish girl.
Yeah.
I did that, and we went around for a little bit, and then, like, she was sitting on the ground, and I couldn't help her.
Oh.
She was just sitting there with a shotgun, and she's like, I'll get going, and I'd move, and I'd go around the block, and she's still sitting there. The only option I had to do was I could send her somewhere.
Yeah.
So I sent her to Sanctuary Hills. Like, I sent everyone to Sanctuary Hills. So I was like, I know where they are, so I don't forget.
Yeah.
Like, I sent Dog Meat there, the first one, and I've never found him again since. I sent him there. I was like, where are you? Everyone else is there. It's like, help out people, and you have the option. Okay, you're going to Sanctuary Hills.
Yeah.
But I'm still clearing out stuff for Preston. You know, the Minuteman, go to town clearing out. I think I've got most of the map, but then I'll wander around and find something else. Like, I was going through somewhere in Boston or something, and I found Pickman's Gallery, which is like a serial killer who's killing the raiders. And then he sets up their bodies in funky positions and stuff. Like, what the heck is this? That was pretty intense. But yeah, that's been my thing. Is like, I'll spend in the mornings. And now he won't sleep in. Zane used to sleep in till 8 o'clock, and it's like 6:30. He's up, and I'm like, seriously?
We're having the exact opposite issue.
Really? They're sleeping in all day?
Joshua sleeps till like 11, 12 o'clock. Abby's been sleeping until 10.
Yeah.
So we've been having to kind of wake him up and get him going. So
yeah. But we'll do this again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you let me know what you want.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm off till Wednesday, so, and then I'll be off again Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and back to it'll be working Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, okay. And I work till 9 o'clock, so we'll figure something out.
We can do a May the 4th episode, and we can do a Cinco de Mayo episode if you want.
Oh yeah, that's not a bad idea. There's your thinking.
Yeah.
May the 4th is our cat Knox's birthday too.
Cool.
He turns one. Yeah. So, okay. Well, say goodbye to these funky people out there.
All right. Bye, y'all. We'll see y'all, I guess, on May the 4th.
May the 4th. Y'all have fun.
All right.